Good evening, everybody. This is Cult of the Red Barrel, and this is your host, Matt. Something from the archives for you tonight. This is the fantastic, adrenaline-filled, heart-stopping thrill ride that is Car Mechanic Simulator 2014. Like I said, one from the archives, bit of an old game, but something that I've kind of played here and there. Given a bit of time to sort of bits and bobs, fits and starts really, and something that I thought might be fun to do a little let's play series on, and see how we get on. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Profiles. Let's go ahead and set one up. Let's just call it Red Barrel. Save that. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those games that's exactly what it says on the tin. Basically, it is a car mechanic simulator, taking you through the thrill-packed ride of being a car mechanic. So let's get straight into it. Start new career. The first job is very much like a tutorial, so should be interesting. You guys can I always again find people express quite a good deal of interest in this game because it's another one of those that people just can't understand how anybody would want to spend any of their time doing such menial tasks as messing around with cars in a garage. So, but hey man, you know, games are all about escapism, right? And doing things that you don't do in everyday life. And I work in an office. I wouldn't dream of doing this kind of thing for a job. So I guess it's escapism in the same way that, you know, any other type of game is escapism. So anyway, enough waffling. Let's see what we got. So welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2014 tutorial. Blah 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 blah. Learn the basics. So moving around with WASD and the mouse, nice and simple. So this is our start off garage. As you can see, sort of begins with reasonably humble surroundings. So I think what it wants us to do first and foremost is to go over here and interact with the radio, which we don't want to switch on. So we'll just turn that off straight off the bat and go over here and operate our car lift, which seems to be working nicely. No car on it at the moment, so let's just close that and we'll take on our first job. So what are we going to have? Something pretty simple for the tutorial, I dare say. A lovely blue number. So, your first customer has arrived, blah, 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 get rid of that. So, they want us to replace the front brake pads and check the front brake discs. So, can you change the brake pads on the front axle and check the condition of the brake discs, please? I will be back tomorrow to collect my car, assuming that we haven't completely destroyed it, which if this was real life, I most definitely would have done. So the make is a Genesis and the model is a Town from 2006. So got a few miles left in it yet. Let's see how we get on. So we'll get rid of that. Very striking blue number. So we need to go and buy brake pads on the computer. We'll give it a quick walk round just to inspect it. Looks in lovely condition. If the owner was here now, we'd just be going taking one look at it and going, ooh, no, ooh, I don't know about that, sweetheart. Ooh, you know, typical mechanic. So here's our computer. This is what we use to buy bits and bobs, parts. So we need to buy some brake pads. So here we go. Brake pads cost $50. We need 4. So why isn't there a drop down box to select more than one of something? Okay, so that means we've done that right. So that's good. We'll come out of this and we'll go over to our... Do we need to jack it up? Take the wheel off? I don't know. Can we still access that particular area? No. Jacking it up is just for inspecting the undercarriage and doing work on the chassis and the axles, that kind of thing. So no, we can't access the wheels from up there. So we'll get it back down. And away we go. So this icon will appear when we can do something with a particular area of the car. So these are the wheels in question. We have 3 main modes that we can use to do certain things with any particular part of the car: the disassemble mode, the assemble mode, and the examine mode. So in the first instance, we want to take the wheel off, so we need disassemble mode. Johnny 5, disassemble. So the arrow is on the icon now is pointed away from the car, which means that we are taking it off. So we'll click on that, undo all these bolts just by clickety-clicking. Shout out to all the mechanics out there. Can you do it this quickly? I think not. Fuck yeah, realism. So there goes the wheel. So this is the brake assembly, I believe. So the first, or one of the parts of the order, was to check the front brake discs, which, as I'm led to believe, is this part here. So the magnifying glass has appeared, which means that we're just looking at the part to inspect what kind of condition it's in. So as we can see, that's got 62% condition, which means it's got a bit of life in the old dog yet. So that's good for this side. So we switch to disassemble mode. That's assemble mode. So we take off the caliper because we don't need that, or we need that. Get that off to get to the brake pads. So we take off our nuts and bolts here, and we'll have a look at the brake pads, see what condition they're in. 10% and 12%. So they're in dreadful condition and are a danger to yourself and others. So let's get them off. Get them off. And this one. Okay, tutorial says we're doing well, so we need to go to assemble mode. When you've taken something off and there's a part that's supposed to go in an area, it will show you like a silhouette of that area to show you that there's something missing. So now the arrow on the icon has been switched to pointing towards the car, which means we're putting something on. So in this instance, one of our brand new shiny brake pads that we bought, bargain at 50 USD. So on there you go. We already did that, so don't worry about telling me that again. And then we'll pop the brake caliper back on, screw it on, and we have a fully functioning brake unit. So now we can just go ahead and put the wheel back on. Clickety click. Looking good. Tires are in good nick as well. Not that I'd know. Clickety click, and that is in. So that side, for all intents and purposes, is done. So no parts to assemble. That means that everything that should be on the car is on the car. So that's good. But we need to do the same for this side. So let's come down here. We want to make sure we're in disassemble mode, which we are. Check the nuts and take those off. Whenever you take something off, it doesn't get lost. It doesn't go clanking to the floor. We have to go, find it. If it was real life, that was what would happen. They'd all go rolling off, and I'd end up losing them all. But in this game, it kind of puts them into your inventory or your pocket, whatever, so that you have them to refer back to later. So again, the brake disc on this side has got 60% on it, which means it is still good for a little while. So we'll go ahead and take off the caliper on this side, which is protecting the brake discs, and we'll see what condition they're in on this side. Inspect. 13% and 10%. So just as bad as the other side, more or less. So let's go ahead and take those off too, and we'll trouser those. They may be of use later on in the game. You never know. Might get a car coming in saying, I need you to take off the brakes and replace them with some completely useless ones. You never know. So let's switch to assemble mode and put on our fresh shiny ones, of which we have 2 left, which is lucky, isn't it? Put our caliper back on, screw it in. Bum, ba, da, bum, ba, da, bum, ba, da, bum. Happy days, that's on. And then finally the wheel, and screw that in. And what we should have, when I have nailed these bad boys, is a completed job. But I mean, bearing in mind it's just a tutorial, so it's kind of simplified. As the game goes on, it becomes more technical. There you go, congratulations, you've prepared your first car. There are many more to come. If you want to finish your current job, open the order form and quick menu and stamp the sheet. So yeah, essentially that is the opening mission complete. Like I said, it does get more complicated, more challenging as the game goes on. As we continue this series, you will hopefully enjoy watching some of those. But for now, let's go to our repair order and we'll stamp it repaired. And that is the first mission. So thank you for watching this first in this Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator series. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, please leave me a comment, and always subscribe if you are not already. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.